The virtual reality headset, or HMD, is really just two things at its core, a screen and a rotational tracker. Optionally, you can add positional tracking and a controller, and then you have a Vive. Now, this is a gross oversimplification, but it's suitable for the purposes of this video. Now, most DIY VR videos use a phone, but phone VR isn't real VR. It's awful. I'm yet to try the Pixel, but there's no comparing the Vive and Samsung VR, and the lack of positional tracking, real controllers, and content isn't the only problem. The latency, obvious screen door, and obvious drop-in quality from the much lower processing power of a phone compared to a desktop slay the immersion. So for this build, I'm using an LCD panel I bought off of eBay. It was $60, 1280 by 800, and it delivers a much better experience than any phone VR I've tried before, and it holds its own against a similarly spec DK1. For a tracker, there's a lot of choices. I'm currently using an STM32F3 Discovery, which I picked up for $40. It's a development board. I flashed it with DK1 tracker firmware to spoof a DK1 tracker, and it works really well. But as far as price goes, we can do a lot better. An $8 MPU 9150 magnetometer gyro accelerometer combo and an $8 Arduino Pro Micro for a total of $16 makes for a much more affordable tracker. As for housing, you can easily retrofit a $10 phone headset with all these parts, and the optics tend to be pretty good. But you can 3D print your own if you like and buy optics for cheaper or make your own out of something else, but it's still likely to come to about $10. And right there, you can smack that all together and have an $86 DK1 for about 28% of the price of a used one on eBay. With a couple hours of messing around with configs, you can get an emulating a HTC Vive and try out cinema experiences and the like through Sensix OS VR, which I've already done, tested, and it's pretty damn neat. But it's still missing the controllers and positional tracking that makes VR really magic. If you want to do this super cheap like me, then you can pick up an Xbox 360 Kinect for about $30 and have basic positional tracking, and it works about as good as an Oculus DK2's tracker. I've tried both and it's about the same quality, honestly, but it's a bit jerky if you move too far away from the camera or get too close. You come up with little bugs when using it, but otherwise it's alright. As for a super cheap controller, I built one myself with a PS3i camera I picked up for about $15. I replaced the visible light pass filter with an IR pass filter, bought a bunch of IR LEDs for $4, the same Arduino 9150 combo for $16, and 3D printed an enclosure, making about a $20 PlayStation move. However, it requires bulky cables, has no buttons, I couldn't be bothered, and it was only barely usable. But hey, it could be taken a lot further. I ended up writing a sockets module for the OSVR server and doing the tracking in an external Python program, which could be useful down the track. Anyway, that comes to $151 for the worst possible HTC Vive tier VR experience. Whereas if you go a little further and throw $90 at an Xbox One Kinect, $50, and a PlayStation Move for $40, bringing the potential build total to about $191, you can get a pretty decent PC VR experience. The Kinect V2 tracking experience is very smooth. The PSVR and the PS Move controller, which is actually used in Sony's Morpheus, works nicely as a Vive controller. The PS Move's controller magnetometer is very nice, with no noticeable drift, and the positional tracking is terrific. Although on some angles, when the stick occludes the ball, when the controller occludes the ball, it does zoom into the distance, but you learn to avoid those obscure angles without thinking about it too much. However, I did win an auction on eBay for a $9 PlayStation 3i camera, bringing the build total to about $200. I could set up both cameras, allowing for a much bigger tracking area, and I would never have that angle where the ball would zoom into the distance. I could turn around and still use it, but to keep the build for less than $200, you don't have to. Also, Leap Motion is shit. Before I go, I'd just like to say that I came up with this concept, built, programmed, tested it all, bought a DK1, bought a DK2, bought phone headsets, bought phones, and everything nearly 3 years ago now. But I was too anxious to actually make the video. I wrote up this whole script, recorded it, and I just chickened out, deleted the recording. Recently I told a friend about this project and they encouraged me to really go for it. So here I am uploading. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, friends. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, share. It really helps. Don't forget to turn on that bell icon, but I will never upload another video. Thank you for your time. Koltuv.